If you're watching this video right now, then there's a very good chance that you are staring at a number in your bank account, or maybe even a lack of numbers in your bank account, and you have no idea how to fix it. Maybe it's credit card debt, maybe it's payday loans, borrowed money from friends and family, or the sick feeling of watching your savings disappear to gambling. And you're asking yourself the same exact question that everyone who struggles to stop gambling eventually asks. How do I get the money back? I used to ask myself that every single day. And the truth is, you can get your money back, but it's not the way that your brain wants it to happen. My name's Rob, and I'm in recovery from a gambling addiction. I made my last bet November the 12th of 2022, and since then, I've dedicated my life to creating content on this channel aimed at helping you to live a happier and healthier life without making the same mistakes that I did. When I first tried to pay off debt, I struggled because I didn't understand what I needed to do. So in this video today, I want to walk you through exactly the mindset and the strategy to actually fixing this problem. Because if you think that it's going to happen from gambling more, well, I guess we'll get to that. As gambling addicts, we don't just chase wins. We chase relief. Relief from the shame, relief from the panic, relief from the debt. Every gambler, everyone, has the moment where they swear, if I could just hit one big win, then everything would be fine. That's the solution, right? Well, here's the reality that took me way too long to accept. The moment that you try to gamble your way out, you will sink 10 times deeper. All wins are future losses if we start gambling, because once we start, we don't really stop. We might get that big win that bails us out in the short term, but if we play the tape through, we're going to realize that it's just a matter of time until we lose it back and end up in a worse position. All wins are short-term loans, and you'll pay them back with major interest. Getting your money back is possible, but only if you switch from the fast and false answer to the real one. There's a saying in recovery: if you're in a hole, stop digging. Because the second that you stop gambling, your money stops disappearing. Think about that. You might not be getting all your money back right away, and you might still be looking at a mountain of debt that looks seemingly impossible to recoup. But you've also stopped losing money. It cannot get worse. For many addicts, that single decision could be worth tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars over a lifetime. The first step in getting your money back is to freeze the bleeding. Delete the apps, block the sites, use something like Gamban if you have to, self-exclude from casinos that you played at, limit access to risky money. I had my mom manage my bank account for the first few months of my recovery journey until my urges began to subside. It didn't feel great, but it worked. And telling someone what's going on, becoming accountable to others, it's so valuable. Stopping gambling creates stability in your life, and stability is what leads to recovery. So step 2 is the debt repayment strategy that actually works. Let's talk about debt, because most gamblers have it and most are terrified to face it. Here's the truth. Debt is not a moral failure. Debt is a math problem, and math can be solved. The approach that I took, and the one that I'm going to recommend next, gets rid of the fear and the uncertainty in the situation. If you are looking at a seemingly impossible mountain of debt with no plan on how you're going to tackle it, you're going to feel tempted to gamble to try to get out of that situation. It just makes logical sense to us as gambling addicts. But as discussed, this will only inevitably cause you more problems down the road. Here's how to gain clarity over your financial situation and actually get the debt paid off. Step 1. List your balances, every card, every loan, every dollar. You don't have to solve it today. You just have to be honest with yourself and have a clear picture so that you can start the process. Second is to rank your debts smallest to largest, as this is going to be the method that you're going to pay them off in. I think that smallest to largest works really well for us as gambling addicts, and according to some financial advisors like Dave Ramsey, it's the best path. Why? Because paying off that first debt gives you momentum. Momentum makes you feel capable again. It helps you while you're at your rock bottom. It feels amazing to get yourself a win that's no longer some random athlete that you're never going to meet getting a result that you begged for. Step 3, create your repayment plan. Before recovery, every extra dollar that you had, you gambled. After recovery, every extra dollar becomes a step toward freedom. And it will have a definite rate of return as you apply it to debt that might be carrying a massive interest rate. Step 4, cut, reduce, negotiate. You would be shocked at how many companies will temporarily lower your interest rates if you call. When you attack debt the same way that you once attacked gambling, you become unstoppable. And though these companies can be ruthless, they can be reasonable if they think that it's either give you a break or get nothing back. Now, there's a company that I work with closely called GamFin, and they provide support to you through this process with a financial counselor advising you. So check the link out in the description and see if they offer free services near you, because if you live in America, there's a decent chance that they do. If you're finding this helpful so far, it's my obligatory chance to ask you to hit the like button so that more people struggling with gambling addiction can actually find this video. A lot of you also think that you're subscribed to the channel, but haven't actually done so. So if you think I make any sense at all, check to see if you're subscribed or consider subscribing if you're not. It really does help this channel, and it allows me to keep making content like this each and every day full time. Recovery gives you something that gambling never could: consistency. Most gamblers spend hours gambling, but say they have no time to earn extra income. When you're not gambling, you get all that time back, and time is money. I grinded like 70 hours between the 2 jobs that I held at the time that I stopped gambling, and after the debt was repaid, now I had time to start working on things like this channel and all of the other social media channels under the ODAT name. Without the free time, I would have never been able to do something, and this gives me a ton of meaning. Had I continued gambling, it would, 1, not actually make any sense to have a social media channel about how I quit gambling, but also, 2, I wouldn't have had nearly enough time to do anything meaningful or build anything that would be successful. I always wanted to be a business owner, but I was too busy gambling to pursue it. Ideas that actually help with debt repayment would be working overtime, a part-time job on the weekend, freelancing, like writing, editing, video editing, Uber Eats, selling unused stuff, learning a new skill with YouTube. I learned basic video editing this way. Now, it's important to note that none of these are going to replace that instant dopamine hit that gambling gives you. They may, in fact, feel genuinely awful at first, if I'm being honest, but all of them actually move you forward instead of digging you deeper into a hole and over again going through the same shit. Over time, the feeling of pride that you're going to experience is something that's priceless because your life is going to get better. We also needed to talk about the emotional part. Money isn't the only thing that you lost, and this honestly hurts. When we talk about getting the money back, we're not really just talking about the money itself. We're also talking about re-earning the trust that we broke, getting back the time that we wasted, getting back the version of ourselves that we lost. And you don't get that back instantly. In the case of time, I guess you never get it back at all. But you do get the other things back gradually, the same way that your finances are going to come back, step by step, one responsible choice at a time, one day at a time. Now, there's a common saying that's honestly a little corny in recovery groups like Gamblers Anonymous, but it's common because it's true. Everything that you want to get in life from gambling, you're going to get from not gambling. You can and will get your money back. You can fix the damage. You just can't gamble your way there. You can choose to gamble and throw away everything else in your life, or you can choose recovery. And the only thing that you'll have to throw away is the gambling that's put you in this position to begin with. The description of this video contains resources that saved my life and might save yours as well. And check out this video next if you're feeling like the only person with a gambling problem, because I am confident that you will see that you are not after watching it. Let's keep getting better together, one day at a time.